Welcome to another episode of the Memories Show. On WSGS, I'm Stuart Shane. We welcome your memories and we'll take you down memory lane. Let's go to our first caller.
Yeah, this is Georgie Miller at Bulin.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what year that Hazard got its first train. Do you have any idea?
1912.
1912. Okay, my grandmother was born and raised down at Erie, Kentucky, and she was holiday in Allen. One of her aunts was going to bring her to Hazard to see the train. Just about the time they got within hearing distance, they heard it blow. And she said, gee, it sounds like it's as big as a cow.
That's all she could relate it to was a cow.
All she could relate it to was a cow. And then there's one more person that I grew up under on 16 Mile Creek at Possum Holler, where I was born and raised, was Bill Pollard's mother.
Bill Pollard at East Kentucky Carpet.
Yeah. She, we saved sacks that we got flour in, 25-pound Little Princess, and she made clothes for me, dresses. And I thought I was something in those dresses she made. She was so good at it. And I just wanted to say that she was the most beautifulest woman. Inside and out, she was so good. And I just wanted to remember her today. And if any of her kids is listening, I just want them to know how much I thought of her.
Stella Pollard.
Yes, she was Bill's mom.
It's amazing how an adult can have a lifetime impression on a kid.
Oh, yeah. And I'll be 81 come December.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up over there in this little place called, it was 16 Mile Creek, but we branched off in a holler, and they called it Possum Holler. And, oh, my God, the possums was there all the time in the trees and trying to eat your chickens up. But anyway, I'll let somebody else get on there, and I just thought that was pretty cute about the train being big as a cow.
Absolutely. You call us again.
Well, I listen all the time, and you all do a great job.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Can you imagine what a big deal that was when that first train came to Hazard back in June 1912? And a lot of people had never seen a train before, much less heard a train, relating it to the sound of a cow. Call me with your memories. We want to hear from you. Everybody's gone that remembers that first train, but I got a chance to talk to a few. I remember I talked to Allie Daniel Gorman about that first train in Hazard. I talked to Joe Everso, who was 11 years old in 1912, and he remembered well that first train. Let's go back to the phones. Go ahead, you're on the air.
During the flood of 57, the biggest airplane we'd ever saw was an inch long or 2 inches. There was a helicopter set down here where I live, and my neighbor had a hat on. When they started it up, he never did see his hat again. We was in school, and we ran out to see what it was. Some of the children got under the coal house, which I had to drag them out, and horses went by the school, cows, dogs. It was the funniest sight in the world. It was scary, but funny after it's all over with. We saw what it was.
Great memories of the 57 flood. It was a sad time, devastating time, but there were some lighter moments, absolutely, during that. Appreciate you sharing that with us.
Thank you a lot.
Okay. Go ahead, you're on the air.
Yes, I was talking about these memories. I remember back in I live over here in Pike County, and I remember back when I went to school. We always went to school in the wintertime. Snow was above your ankles, and we still went to school. Of course, we had to walk out these hollers and catch the bus. And at the end of school, sometimes a bunch of us boys would ride all the way up to the end of the bus route because the bus would always get stuck going up this holler. And we'd jump out the emergency door and give it a push to get it started. And I remember one time or two that everybody jump in except they let me out, and I'd be skating up the highway.
Wow.
There wasn't no highway. It was dirt road.
Yeah.
And that was just a memory that come into my mind when we was talking about the wintertime here the other day.
So to get to school, you had to get the bus going, the kids. That's amazing.
Yeah, we had to push the bus to get back to school.
That's a great story and a true story.
Yeah, very true.
And what was the school that you went to?
Elkhorn City.
Elkhorn City. Well, we appreciate that story.
Thank you.
Call us back.
You guys do a wonderful job, and I like this sharing these stories with you.
You know, we never know what direction this show's going to go in. We just kind of open up the phone lines, and it seems to always be fun to listen to.
Thank you very much.
All righty. Well, that's going to wrap up another episode of the Memories Show on WSGS. Stuart Shane, your host, will be back with more memories for you soon. Stay tuned.
This is WSGS in Hazard.